Morning students. Today in this video we will see the warming up session of the poem The Pilgrim. Okay, so let's see. What is the first thing? Make groups and discuss the following. Okay, so these are four things you have to discuss with your friends. Okay, and you have to give the answers. Okay, so what is the first thing? What fatal dangers or problems did mankind face centuries ago but are no longer a threat today? So, you have to find some problems, okay, which are present earlier but now they are not present. Okay, so I will tell you one or two problems and you have to find the remaining problems. Okay, so the first problem which we faced in earlier India or centuries ago, that the child marriage. Okay, so in ancient world, in ancient India, okay, there is a process of child marriage. Okay, but nowadays that is not present. Okay, it is compulsory, okay, or restriction that the girl should be of 18 years and the boy should be of 21 years to get married. Okay, and if it is not so, then and if they get married, the girl below the 18-year-old or the boy below 21-year-old, there are laws. Okay, so this is not that marriage is not legal. So this problem was present centuries ago, but now this problem is eliminated. Also, there was a problem about the water. Okay, in ancient world, women in the house has to had to go to the well or river and bring water from there. But nowadays situation is changed. Okay, there is water in everyone's house. Okay, there is a government who is providing us the water in our house, so that problem is also removed. Okay, also the problem of wild animals. Okay, so years ago wild animals were present everywhere. Okay, so there is a risk for humans, but nowadays animals are present in uh, deserts. Okay, and in sanctuaries, so we are safe from threatening animals. Okay, now you have to find some other problems. Okay, now what is the second thing? Name a few scientists or explorers or social reformers or inventors or discoverers who spent most of their lives to find solutions to some major problems or setbacks that mankind faced. So, all such problems were solved by some scientists, okay, inventors, discoverers. Okay, so you have to find their names. Okay, so by using internet or by reading other books, you have to find that. Okay, I will tell you some scientists, okay, or some social workers who have helped to improve our lives. Okay, so the first is Jyotirao Phule. Okay, so in ancient India, there is no right of education for girls. Okay, only boys were having right of education. So Jyotirao Phule and his wife Mrs. Savitribai Phule tried to give education to women, okay, to girls. They fight for that. So in this way, nowadays girl can take the education. Okay, so this change is happened due to Jyotirao Phule, social worker. Okay, and there was no light electricity in ancient India. Okay, so who developed that? Thomas Edison. Okay, he brings lights in everyone life. Okay, so you have to find more scientists or inventors. Okay, did they themselves suffer from those problems or setbacks? So did they all suffer from the same problem, or they invented that for others? So they didn't undergo that problem, they have just worked for us. Okay, so in the poem also we have learned that one pilgrim is faced that problem. Okay, but he was crossed that valley, but he was building bridge for the other upcoming pilgrims. Okay, so uh, that pilgrim is selfless, uh, helping to others. Okay, so in the same way the scientists or inventors were also helping to others. What inspired them to spend the best part of their lives to research and share their findings? So what was their inspiration? They want to do something for others. Okay, they were very helpful. Okay, so that's why they spend their life in helping others. Okay, now we will move towards second part. Okay, read and understand the following poetic devices. A. Okay, so we will see 2-3 concepts, okay, which are used in the poem Pilgrim. If two or more words in the same line convey the same meaning, the figure of speech in that line is called tautology. So sometimes in the line the two or three words were used, okay, that have same meaning, okay, but the two words are used, okay, instead of one word. So see the example, it brought joy and cheer. Okay, so the meaning of joy and cheer are same. Okay, it's same, means joy and cheer means to enjoy. Okay, happy, these words are used to indicate happiness. So the meaning of both the words is same, but the two words are used instead of one. See the second example, they groaned with aches and pains. So meaning of aches is pain. Okay, so the meaning of aches and pains both is same, means it is painful. Okay, they were in a pain. Groaned means they were crying, they were in a pain. So both the words have the same meaning, but they have used it twice. So in the poem also, what is the example of tautology? To a charge deep and vast and wide. So the meaning of vast and wide is same. Okay, but two or three words are used to explain the chasm. Okay. Poets often change the proper grammatical order of words in the line of a poem in order to make the line's rhythm or to emphasize upon something. The figure of speech in such lines is called inversion or anastrophe. So, what is the inversion? So, the normal sentence is construction of the sentence is, first there is a subject, then there is a auxiliary verb, then there is a verb, and after that there is a object. But sometimes in some poems, in order to make rhythm, okay, lines in the rhythm, they have changed the construction of the sentence of the line. Okay, so it is called inversion, means they change the sequence of the subject, verb and object. Okay, so let's see. what is the example here given here? Up came the sun. So the construction is changed. Okay, so the normal sentence will be the sun came up. But here the construction of the sentence is changed and it becomes first there is a verb and then there is a subject. So here also down the hill it flowed. So what was the normal sentence? It flowed down the hill. But here the sequence of subject, verb and object is changed. So this is called inversion or anastrophe. Now let's see the third thing. When a question is asked in order to create a dramatic effect and not to get an answer in a line of a poem, the figure of speech used is called interrogation or rhetorical questions. So we ask question, then we want to get the answer, but in some cases the question is asked not to get the answer but to create a dramatic effect. Okay, so this figure of speech is called interrogation or rhetorical questions. So these are the two examples. What is this life is if full of care? So here question is also asked and answer is also given. That what is this life if full of care? So life, what is the answer? Life is full of care. And again it is asking that what is the life? When when can their glory fade? So here is also there is no answer of the question, only the question is asked to create a dramatic effect. So in the poem Pilgrim, the Pilgrim also there are such examples of inversion and interrogation. Okay, you have to find that. There is also examples of tautology. So you have to find that examples. Okay, thank you.